what is up? Thanks so much for tuning in. Happy day. I hope you guys are well. How did your full moon in Cancer go this weekend? I thought it was pretty intense. Lots of water, lots of emotion. Mercury's in retrograde right now, so it's bringing up a lot of stuff, right? So with that being said, let's look at the energy for you guys this week or whenever you tap in. These readings are timeless. They can be for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, cross watchers, or if you really feel like you're emanating in that Aries energy. All right, loss. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of heaviness right now. Mercury retrograde, like I said, it brings up that stuff from the past, stuff that we are working through, things that we have lost, we left behind, relationships, opportunities, things that I feel like it is playing on our heart a lot. Like I said, the full moon is in Cancer, lots of water energy. So it's going to be stirring up a lot of feelings, a lot of emotions, especially about things that are closer to our heart. And really this is talking about it being an opportunity to learn and grow, as is all teaching lessons in life. But this is, it's kind of like learning, right? Taking into account, looking at the situation, what you learned, and using that as your guide, as your movement forward. So yeah, there is presently a lot of pain. Nice. Not nice to the pain, but sourcing fuel, right? Sourcing things that are super heart honoring for yourself. This energy, and maybe it's just because I'm feeling it too, it's really, really heavy, the pain, the sadness. I keep getting drawn to that eye with the tears right in the middle of the card. Just the grief that comes with loss. It's challenging, for all of us, whether or not we know it was good for us or not, Five of Swords is at the bottom of the deck. So that really talks about where there's no possible way forward. Like what has been done has been done. You could have gotten in a bad argument with someone. The boundaries have been laid and they're not budging, And so I feel like you're kind of taking a time to step back and process through all this. But at the same time, right, silver lining, whoop, whoop, is that it is allowing you to, connect with yourself, source new fuel, where are you getting your affirmation, your validation from? Where is that source for you? Because really, ideally, in a perfect world, it would come from within ourselves. That is the most complete source we can call upon, right? And I feel like this situation that you're dealing with is forcing you to look at it through that lens. Yeah, we can love people, places, things. They satisfy to some point, but generally speaking, eventually there's disappointment, unmet expectations. So what I like about this for you, Aries, is it is opening up the opportunity for new beginnings, right? So brand new, fresh start. The clarity has come in. Oftentimes the Ace of Pentacles and the Sun remind me of a very similar energy, like things have been exposed. They've been brought to light. And even though it sucks, it's actually going to bring about a lot more balancing for you. Six of Coins is that reciprocity, that give and take. This feels like a very life-affirming energy for you, even if it doesn't feel like that with wherever you're at. It's that value of hindsight or looking at the bigger picture, which can be really challenging, right? When we are in the midst of conflict. This is coming, you know. This could be love relationship, dealing with someone who's very emotional. We have Gemini energy. There's also Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio with that King of Cups. Very Scorpio energy to me, the King of Cups, because that value is, especially like modern day where we're not really like taught to like connect with our emotions and understand them and what they're trying to tell us. This to me is often that person that is not controlling their emotions, is letting their emotions get the best of them and actually avoiding the issue between you two, right? They're avoiding the love, the connection that, you know, that you guys have. If anything, I feel like they're just getting pissed off and upset about things that they feel, you know, are due to them. The world, this concept of having it all, having your cake and eating it too, this expectation of constant like abundance and fulfillment is what this person is asking for. I just keep hearing like it's not, you know, it's not always the way life moves, right? You know, there's always the bumps and bruises. There's always going to be the things that we lose, that we have to learn through, that we have to grow through, etc. And it feels like this person or situation that you're dealing with, Aries, is, yeah, really out of balance. There's that confirmation right there with Page of Wands. Page of Wands is, you know, it's just someone who doesn't have a lot of experience to know how to navigate whatever situation this is. They think they know it right. They think they know the best. They might be running their mouth a little bit, or I got this, you can back up, you know, that type of vibe. It's very naive and childish with this like element of arrogance, you know. And I feel like you're just kind of looking at it, Aries, like, all right, okay. You know, you're definitely the more mature one in this situation, 100%. This is something that this person or situation, it's like a constant repeated, like them acting like a child. I keep seeing that. Sorry, guys. No shade to anyone whatsoever. We all have our temper tantrums, right? The way we can be little children. Yay. Yay to the ego and yay to life, right? But you have seen this before. I think that's your upper hand right now. It doesn't feel good because to me, it's very interesting, Aries. In your energy, this is so abundant. This is such a beautiful energy, but it's kind of shrouded, like we talked about, in this loss, which is making it like, you know, not really at its full potential. You know, it's like when we know we have a good thing with a person and yet we keep fighting for no effing reason. You know what I mean? It's like taking the perspective off of the issues at hand, and it's just creating chaos. I think we, you know, get accustomed to living that way in modern life, especially in relationships, especially if you both have had messy relationships beforehand. It's life, right? It's the ego. We all want to self-protect. But the problem is the more you guys keep fighting about this, the worse it's going to get. Honestly, and that confirms exactly what I was saying right there. 5 of Wands is conflict energy. It's fighting for the sake of fighting. And things are falling apart. I feel like, you know, and this, again, it sucks. Like, I do want to say to you guys, though, this is something that is kind of happening all across the board collectively. We're all having these things go on in life that are really shaking us up. They're shaking up the foundation we had set, that we had laid, and it's challenging us to say, okay, like, is this truly what you want? And a lot of us are seeing places where we might have thought, yeah, there's that moon energy right there. Too much emotion, too much, you know, it's just constant this for no effing reason. And that's kind of what I was saying earlier. Like, it's unnecessary towards the issue at hand, because realistically, you guys have this really, really beautiful energy. There's opportunity, there's hope, there's expansion coming from this space. But you have to tap into that. And I think a lot of this stems back to being a little bit more imbalanced, right? With the dynamic. You know, Aries, like you are good with your words. You're quick, you're creative and poignant and can be blunt. And when you're dealing with someone who's incredibly emotional or doesn't deal with their emotions, right, shoves them down, etc., it's gonna explode. And honestly, it feels like that is what has happened. There's been a lot of unnecessary chaos and fighting and arguing. But like I said, you know, to me, this goes back to using it for your advantage, right? Just saying, okay, like, obviously take your time, grieve, lick your wounds, you know, do what you gotta do. That's important. We all need that to feel the pain. But then use the knowledge moving forward. What do you need to see? What do you need to understand about this situation? I just saw the Six of Swords flipped out, which that's all about transitioning to calmer waters. You know, this reminds me of, you know, we all know how to provoke another person or situation. So we have to be mindful of what our role is in it, right? Like, are we, you know, like, are we aware that if we say a certain thing or do a certain thing, we're going to get a certain response, right? That cause and effect. And yeah, like, anytime we're in frustration, a fight, argument, someone says something, etc., you know, you do want to clap back, right? But oftentimes that just leads to more chaos and discord. Yeah, dude. I mean, this person situation that you're dealing with is just very, I feel like you almost have to give them space. You have to give them a little bit of, they're not hearing you. They're not hearing what you're saying. And I think a lot of it stems back to this source card, right? Of knowing where you are sourcing your fuel, where you're sourcing that value of worth and self-acceptance, because it's not coming from this other person or situation. They're going to be very rigid about it. They're obviously not valuing what is brought to the table. And legit, in your energy, it's like beautiful and lovely and, like, you know, maybe a little rose-colored glasses. Not in a bad way. I think it's just like you see the overall energy, and for them, they're stuck in these very juvenile patterns and ways of being. And as it moves forward, they're going to continue this, you know, being a little bit of a dick, like, like, sorry guys. But I feel like that's kind of where you have to figure out, you know, well, it all goes back to really having this element of self-reliance. You'll choose whether you continue on with this thing or not, you know. There's a lot of cycles and patterns that are happening because we are in Mercury retrograde. It is going to shed a heavy light onto those. And I feel like that's what this is all about, Aries. So that being said, it would be reasonable to understand that this is going to happen again, especially if this person is not able to see outside of themselves, really open up. But what I like about this is really beautiful. You have a handle on it, Aries. You know what's up. Like, this is just basically, you know what's up. You know, you see it for what it is. Well done. I think you are very hopeful. Sorry about that glare, guys. I think you are very hopeful. You want this to be, you know, a good thing. You know, but be mindful. I mean, so this is a really interesting card because this is a card of gossip. This is a card of, like, be mindful about, like, what you're saying, you know. This feels like how you are connecting with them. Do you know what I mean? What are the methods that you are taking in order to like make them happy or keep the peace? Be really mindful of that, because this is also very Emperor energy, you know, kind of having these rigid overtones, micromanaging, keeping on top of everything. Yeah, I think there is a lot of hope that this can be a very beautiful thing between you and this person or situation. But you want to make sure that you're not losing yourself, your values, your ideas, just to make them happy. Because if anything, like I said, you're the one who's a little bit more mature and seeing this situation full circle. So Aries, I hope this helped. I'm sending lots of love and blessings to whatever you're navigating through. I would be happy to support in any way possible. Check out what services I provide. Definitely reach out. Thank you for your time and energy, guys. Lots of love and blessings always.